My friend, let me begin with a declaration that can change your destiny. You possess within your mind a virtually unlimited capacity to learn, to grow, and to create the future of your choosing. Your brain is the richest mine ever discovered, and yet most men live and die without ever digging into its treasures. Have you ever wondered why some individuals climb the mountain of success while others remain trapped in the valley of mediocrity? The difference is not luck, nor is it circumstance. It is the willingness to become a lifelong learner. Pause and ask yourself this question right now. Am I growing every day, or am I standing still? Your mind is like a muscle. It strengthens only through effort, only through deliberate use. Just as the athlete must strain his body to build endurance, you must stretch your intellect to expand your future. Now here is a principle that should ignite your imagination. The more you learn, the more you are capable of learning. Knowledge multiplies itself, just as interest grows in a bank. Each new idea you grasp makes the next idea easier to absorb. Can you see how powerful this becomes over time? It means that with every book you read, every lecture you hear, every idea you apply, your potential grows not by addition, but by multiplication. I have studied the habits of the most successful men of my time, industrial giants, political leaders, self-made millionaires. And I tell you this, every single one of them was committed to constant self-education. Leaders are always learners. The moment a man stops learning, he begins to decline. Do you want to know the minimum requirement for success in this modern age? It is lifelong learning. Without it, you cannot compete. With it, you can rise above all limitations. Let me share with you the first key to lifelong learning. Read in your chosen field every single day for 30 to 60 minutes. Have you asked yourself what 1 hour of reading per day could mean for your future? 1 hour a day becomes 1 book a week. 1 book a week becomes 50 books a year. And 50 books a year becomes 500 books in a decade. Now imagine yourself, 10 years from today, standing on a mountain of wisdom built from 500 volumes of knowledge. What would your life look like then? Here is the staggering truth. The average adult reads less than 1 book per year. By simply reading for 1 hour a day, you would rise into the top 1% of your field. Do you see the advantage this gives you? It means that within a decade, you could become one of the most skilled, most knowledgeable, and most highly paid people in your profession. Now I must ask you, what excuse could possibly justify ignoring such a simple and powerful practice? Some will say, I do not have the time. To them I reply, time is not something you find, it is something you create. The hours slip away, whether you use them or not. Will you use them to grow, or will you waste them in distraction? The second key to lifelong learning is the miracle of audio education. Consider this. The average person spends 500 to 1,000 hours each year behind the wheel of a car. Have you calculated what this means? It equals 12 to 24 full work weeks, 3 to 6 months of time, gone forever if wasted. But what if you transformed those hours into a mobile university? Instead of idle chatter or empty noise, you could be learning from the greatest minds of history while you drive. Would that not give you an advantage over every competitor who wastes that time? Every mile you drive could carry you closer to mastery. Every journey could deposit wisdom into your mind. Many fortunes have been built by men who turned their cars into rolling classrooms. Audio learning is one of the greatest breakthroughs in education since the invention of the printing press. So tell me, will you let your engine run without a program of education filling your ears? Or will you let that time slip away into nothingness? The third key to lifelong learning is to attend seminars, workshops, and courses. Books give you knowledge. Audio gives you reinforcement. But live events give you transformation. Have you noticed how quickly your energy rises when you are in a room filled with ambitious people, striving for success? One idea gained at a seminar can save you years of wasted effort. One contact made at a workshop can open doors you never knew existed. One phrase spoken by a master teacher can ignite a spark that changes the entire direction of your life. Why then would you deny yourself such opportunities? Remember this truth: you will always pay for your education, and they're through years of costly mistakes, or through the small price of learning from those who have already paid the price. Which path will you choose? The combination of reading daily, listening to audios, and attending seminars is like combining fire, fuel, and wind. Together, they create an unstoppable blaze of knowledge that will light your way to wealth and achievement. Can you see yourself already stepping into that fire of growth, feeling it burn away every limitation? But beware, most people will not do this. They will settle for the comfortable routine, telling themselves that they already know enough. And yet, the man who claims he knows enough has already begun to die. Do you wish to join the masses who repeat the same year of experience again and again? Or will you join the few who make every year a new step toward greatness? The choice is before you. Imagine this: 10 years from today, if you begin the habit of lifelong learning now, you will look back and marvel at the person you have become. People will call you lucky, but you will know that it was not luck, it was preparation. Will you begin today, or will you let this day slip by like so many others, promising yourself you will begin someday? My friend, someday is not a day on the calendar. There is only today. And today is the perfect day to make the decision that will transform your destiny. The mind, once stretched by new knowledge, never returns to its original size. Every book you read, every seminar you attend, every idea you apply makes you more than you were before. So let me ask you, with all the urgency I can place into these words, are you ready to begin the journey of lifelong learning that will separate you from the ordinary and place you among the extraordinary? If your answer is yes, then your future is already unfolding in this very moment. My friend, if you understood the power that resides within the habit of lifelong learning, you would never again waste a single idle moment. You see, every second that passes unused is an opportunity slipping away, and opportunities, once lost, are rarely ever found again. Ask yourself right now, are you investing your minutes in learning, or are you spending them in distraction? Think carefully, because the answer to that question may decide whether you rise to the heights of wealth and success, or remain trapped in mediocrity. Success never comes by chance. It is designed, constructed, and built by men and women who discipline their minds through continuous growth. And you can be one of them. Will you decide today to join their ranks? The world is filled with people who once had dreams, but they let those dreams wither because they failed to grow. They assumed their education ended when school ended. What a tragedy! Life itself is the real school, and learning is its eternal curriculum. If you stop learning, you stop living. If you refuse to learn, you refuse to earn. Do you see the connection? Pause for a moment. Look at the leaders of every industry, business, science, politics, technology. What do they all have in common? They read, they study, they attend seminars, they seek mentors. They refuse to stand still while the world keeps moving forward. Now, ask yourself, will you stand still, or will you march with them? I can assure you of this. When you commit to reading an hour a day in your chosen field, you will soon feel as if you possess a secret power. Knowledge compounds like interest in a bank account. Each book you read adds more value to your thinking, more strength to your decision-making, and more confidence to your actions. With every page, you climb another rung on the ladder of success. Tell me, wouldn't you like to stand higher than your competitors? Remember this: the difference between earning a living and building a fortune is the difference between casual reading and purposeful study. The man who reads casually entertains his mind. The man who reads with purpose enriches his mind and secures his fortune. Which one will you be? Let me give you a vision. Imagine yourself 10 years from today. 10 years will pass whether you decide to learn or not. But if you read one book a week, you will have absorbed the wisdom of 500 books in that time. 500 books. That is enough knowledge to make you an undisputed authority in any field of human endeavor. Will you claim that destiny, or will you waste those 10 years in idle amusement? Think about the hours you already spend behind the wheel of your car. Hundreds of hours every year. You could either let those hours dissolve into meaningless chatter on the radio, or you could transform them into a full university. Education by listening to audio programs. Your car can become your classroom. Your wheels can carry you not only to destinations on the road, but to destinations of success, wealth, and greatness. Tell me, which would you prefer? Do not underestimate this. Many fortunes have been built simply by using drive time for learning time. Many ordinary people have transformed themselves into millionaires by turning wasted hours into golden hours of study. Why not you? Why not now? And then there are seminars. Do not let anyone tell you they are expensive. The only thing expensive is ignorance. The cost of not knowing is far greater than the price of learning. A single seminar can compress years of trial and error into a few powerful hours of distilled wisdom. One idea, just one gleaned from the right teacher at the right time, can make you rich beyond measure. Would you be willing to invest a few dollars and a few hours to capture an idea that could change your entire destiny? Listen carefully. Leaders are learners, and those who stop learning, stop leading. The graveyards of history are filled with men who once held power, but who lost it because they thought they already knew enough. Do not make their mistake. Always remain humble enough to learn. For the moment you stop learning, you begin to die. Do you understand this truth? Think about the man who spends his evenings watching television aimlessly. Then think about the man who spends those same evenings reading, studying, and preparing. After 5 years, they may be the same age, but they will not be equals. One will struggle to pay his bills. The other will command respect, authority, and wealth. Which of those men will you be? You must decide right now that learning is not optional. It is the very fuel of your success engine. Without it, you stall. With it, you soar. You must become addicted to improvement, obsessed with mastery, and committed to growth. Will you accept that challenge? Let me ask you another question. What would your life look like if you became the best in your field? Imagine being sought after by others for your expertise. Imagine commanding fees and salaries far beyond the average. Imagine the security of knowing that no economic downturn could take away your value, because your value comes from what is in your mind. Would that be worth the effort of 1 hour a day? The truth is this: your mind is the only asset you own that no one can steal, no government can tax, and no misfortune can destroy. But like gold hidden in the earth, it must be mined. The pickaxe of lifelong learning uncovers treasures no thief can reach. So I ask you once more, will you leave that treasure buried, or will you dig it out and claim it for yourself? My friend, I cannot learn for you. I cannot read the books, listen to the audios, or attend the seminars on your behalf. But I can assure you, if you make the decision to do so, your future will be unrecognizable. You will not only achieve wealth, but you will also achieve the satisfaction of knowing you became the best version of yourself. Isn't that the ultimate prize? Decide today. Begin tonight. Choose one book, one audio, one seminar, and set your course on the path of lifelong learning. 10 years from now, you will look back at this moment as the turning point of your life. And when that day comes, you will thank yourself for making the decision that so few ever make. Will you be among the few, or will you remain among the many? The choice, as always, is yours. There is a truth so powerful, so undeniable, that if you seize it, it can propel you to heights you never dreamed possible. That truth is this: every fortune, every empire, every legacy ever built was born from a mind disciplined through learning. Knowledge is not just power, it is profit, it is protection, it is prosperity. And yet, most people ignore this law as if it did not exist. Will you ignore it, or will you embrace it? Consider this carefully. The greatest danger to your future is not ignorance. It is the illusion of knowledge. The man who thinks he already knows enough is doomed. He closes the doors to growth, and without growth, decay sets in. You must never allow yourself to believe you have arrived. The moment you stop climbing, you begin to slide. Do you see the risk of complacency? Think about it. Industries are changing every day. New technology disrupts old ways. Strategies that once brought wealth become useless overnight. If you are not learning, you are falling behind. And the marketplace has no mercy on those who fall behind. It rewards the student and punishes the stagnant. So I ask you, are you prepared to be the student? Or will you allow yourself to be left behind? Let me tell you a secret. Every hour you dedicate to study places you ahead of millions who will not make that same investment. While others sleep, you can grow. While others waste time, you can sharpen your mind. And while others wonder why life is unfair, you will know it is fair because it rewards those who prepare. Would you like to be among the prepared few? Now listen closely. The path of lifelong learning is not always comfortable. It demands discipline. It asks you to read when you feel tired, to study when you feel bored, to listen when you would rather talk. But here lies the paradox. Discipline feels like a burden in the moment, yet it is freedom in the future. Comfort feels good in the moment, yet it is a prison in the future. Which will you choose, temporary comfort or lasting freedom? Reflect on this. The self-made millionaire is never self-made. He is library-made, seminar-made, mentor-made, and persistence-made. His fortune is the harvest of years of planting seeds of knowledge. You cannot reap what you do not sow. So I ask you, what seeds are you planting daily? Ignorance or wisdom? Weakness or strength? Poverty or wealth? Pause and imagine again your future self. Picture yourself walking into a room and commanding respect. Not because of your clothes, not because of your title, but because of the wisdom you radiate. Picture yourself solving problems that baffle others, closing deals that others cannot, and seeing opportunities invisible to the average mind. That future is not a fantasy. It is a natural result of lifelong learning. Would you not want to live such a life? You must also understand this. Learning is not just about money. It is about mastery of self. It is about clarity of thought. It is about sharpening the weapon of your mind so that no obstacle can withstand it. When you are a student for life, failure loses its sting. Because every failure becomes a lesson. Problems no longer paralyze you. Because every problem contains within it the seed of a solution. Don't you see how unstoppable this makes you? And do not forget mentors. Books are silent mentors, yes, but living mentors accelerate your growth in ways nothing else can. A single conversation with the right mentor can save you years of wasted effort. The wise man seeks out those who have walked the path before him, learns from their mistakes, borrows their wisdom, and advances faster than he ever could alone. Tell me, are you humble enough to ask for guidance? Or will you let pride keep you poor? Let me be blunt. Arrogance is the enemy of learning. The man who thinks he knows it all slams shut the door of opportunity. But the man who admits he does not know opens the door wide to endless growth. Remember this, your value in the marketplace is determined not by what you already know, but by your willingness to know more. So I ask you again, will you be arrogant or will you be wise? There is another treasure hidden in lifelong learning, one most people overlook: confidence. When you know you are prepared, fear disappears. Fear of speaking, fear of failing, fear of rejection all dissolve in the presence of preparation. Confidence is not a gift. It is a reward earned through learning, practice, and mastery. Wouldn't you like to live without fear? Now let us talk about wealth. Wealth does not come from hard labor alone. Millions work hard and remain broke. Wealth comes from ideas, from innovation, from the application of knowledge. And where do ideas come from? They come from the well of your mind, filled by the waters of learning. If your mind is empty, your life will be empty. If your mind overflows, your life will overflow. Which reality will you choose? My friend, success is never accidental. It is the product of deliberate effort, strategic learning, and constant application. The man who learns a little every day is unstoppable. He may not feel the change daily, but over months and years, he transforms beyond recognition. That is the compound effect of learning. Just as money compounds with interest, so too does knowledge compound with study. Can you imagine where you would be if you started compounding today? Consider the stories of great inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They were not born with more intelligence than you. They simply fed their intelligence consistently until it became a blazing fire. They read while others rested, studied while others played, and grew while others shrank. That is why they stand out. And you too can stand out if you follow the same path. But here lies the tragedy. Most people never do. They are too busy being entertained to be educated. They are too busy scrolling to be studying. They trade hours of gold for moments of dust. And then they wonder why life does not reward them. Do not join their ranks. Decide today to separate yourself from the masses by choosing growth over comfort. Will you make that decision? I must warn you, the world will not applaud your decision at first. Friends may laugh, colleagues may criticize, and family may not understand. But let them laugh, let them doubt. When your results appear, when your wealth grows, when your influence expands, those same doubters will be the first to ask, how did you do it? And you will know the answer. You chose lifelong learning. So my challenge to you is clear. Make learning your obsession. Make growth your daily habit. Read, study, listen, observe, ask, and apply. Never let a day pass without adding something new to your mind. 10 years from now, you will either be a master of your craft or a prisoner of regret. Which future will you create? The decision is yours, but time waits for no one. Begin now. Begin today. For the future belongs not to those who wait, but to those who learn.